I'm ready.
Let's do the dang thing.
Whoop. Well, I'm Leah.
And I'm Kaylee.
And this is Two Cups In.
A podcast where nothing is off limits.
So grab a cup of Joe and let's roll.
Grab it, roll it.
Lick it, stick it, grab it, roll it.
Guess what?
What?
Merry
It's
Christmas!
Merry Christmas.
Let's try that again.
Right.
1,
Dude.
2.
Merry Christmas! Leave it to me to ick it up.
Leave it to learn.
Leave it to
Leave it
learn.
to
We're
Beaver.
going to have a segment called Leave It to Learn. Well, I found me a holiday shirt for the occasion. Let me move my thing.
Oh, yeah.
It's, it ain't going to lick itself.
It's
And
not
my
gonna lick
candy
itself.
cane. My candy cane ain't going to lick itself.
Merry Christmas, you filthy animals.
Absolutely one of my favorite Christmas lines ever.
Best part about it is my stepson got a shirt.
Oh,
His black long sleeve shirt that says it. And I'd already ordered this. And I was
That's
like, I'm not
hilarious,
saying
though.
a word until it gets here. And when I showed it to him, he was like, we are the same person.
it is cute that y'all
it's
have those
hilarious.
little connection moments.
Yeah.
That's hilarious. They say
It
when
is.
people live with you, they get to look acting like you. So there you are.
Right.
So he's kind of acting like you.
Yeah, he's been with us for like a year now. A little over a
Right.
year now. A couple weeks. Yeah.
right.
Yeah. He's
That's
been
awesome.
with us for a while. It's pretty cool. It's pretty
Right.
cool. Having 2 kids is wild.
Right. It's when it was quite the adjustment, I'd say, especially that first 6 months.
1
And
to 2.
then,
Mhm.
I don't know, y'all seem to be doing the dang thing.
I mean,
You know, boys will be boys. They
Boys
have
will
their
be
moments,
boys.
but to be honest, they ain't near as violent as us 3 sisters were, I swear. Now, we were Gen X, and people beat each other's butts back then.
right.
We would punch and scratch and bite.
They were wrestling on the floor the other day, and I had to make them stop because we've already broken a tooth once. We're not
Oh,
doing it
yeah.
again.
Even on accidents and junk, you'll
Yeah.
do stuff like that. Okay. I'll tell you about my time with a tooth. One time this kid come home with me from church. And maybe I'm a little
Didn't stand a
wild. I
chance.
jumped out of the tree that was next to the trampoline onto it. And this little girl I brought home with me hit the bars and busted out her 2 permanent front teeth. Daddy was mad.
Girl.
We had to take her back to church with with 2
Girl.
front teeth messed up.
I bet her parents were so mad.
Right. And I was only, say,
What a
like,
dentist bill.
the kid's age, like 11, 12, that age.
Yeah.
Yeah. Where you think
Lord.
you're doing something awesome. Watch this.
Well, we've already been sipping, so
Yeah.
it's time for Coffee of the Day.
Well, today's coffee is something we're trying from Yonah Coffee Roasters, and they're from Cleveland, Georgia, our hometown, and they've been in business since 2011. It's a beta brew. I feel like that means a small brew. And anyway,
I don't know.
Beta Brews, and it says, thank you for supporting the middle
MCES
S-
Beta Club.
Beta Club. So the Beta Club at the elementary school. And
Mossy Creek Elementary.
yes, it's a dark roast.
It's called Goji.
Goji, and it's a very good coffee. I give it a high rating. I liked it.
Yeah. It says flavor profile, milk chocolate, citrus, fresh berries.
And I found, when I started reading flavor profiles,
see.
there you go. Can you hold it up? Sweet. When I started looking at things like the flavor profiles of coffee, I find a lot of times I like those ones that have that chocolate flavor profile.
This is delicious.
It
really is.
really good. And I've not tried their coffee in their shop, but I'm going to. A friend of ours brought this to us.
Yeah.
And so,
Speaking of that friend, since I don't know where I was going with that, but we would love if y'all would like send us some more coffee flavors
Right.
to try, more coffee, companies to try, things like that.
This is what the second one somebody's brought us. Or
Yeah,
something.
yeah. And we've had a few that
Yeah.
people have told us to get, and we have gotten them.
Yeah.
We've got a list. If comment below if you have something you're like, oh man, they haven't tried this. I want them to try this. Let us know, dude.
Right.
We'll try it.
We will.
If it's not here and you got it, send us a message, and we'll figure out how you can get it to us.
I'm gonna bring y'all back around to our coffee origins, and this is back in the day when I was a young girl, the kids' age. My Uncle Joe would come from out west, called us all turkeys and all that. Everybody was a turkey. But when he came out here, he liked to go to the Huddle House late at night and drink coffee and talk and flirt with the waitresses. He was a big flirt. And so, I was like 12 years old. He'd be like, you turkeys want to go get some coffee at the Huddle House? And so we would drink sodas and he would drink coffee. And our whole family has revolved around the coffee in some way. So he moved out here, say, for like 2 years. He was from Colorado Springs. That's where he went and after the Army.
Mm-hmm.
He loved Hills Brothers coffee. And I feel like I've heard it came this way and you can buy it now. So we'll have to try it sometime. But anyway, his boys would ship him a whole box of coffee. Anytime he was getting close to run out, he would say, and they would ship him a whole case of coffee. Because that's how much he liked that brand of coffee, and you couldn't get it here. So, that's a weird little bring you back to one of them coffee beginnings. That's wild, ain't it?
Nice. I just remember Pop always having coffee all the time.
Always.
I don't remember how old I was when I tried it. I was probably a young teenager.
I was young,
but
too.
I love coffee. I
My
drink it all the time.
parents always drink it, too. And so, Mama had to have one packet of Sweet and Low and creamer. And so, for a long time, I drank it with Sweet and Low.
In the microwave to make it hotter.
Yeah.
That it comes straight out of the pot. What? It's already hot enough. What are you talking about?
She must have a tongue that can hold a fiery furnace.
That's what I'm saying. Well, it's time for another.
Uh-oh. Fuck, marry, kill.
Is somebody knocking on the door?
No, that is gunshots. Somebody sighting in a gun or playing with a new gun because it was going dow, 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 dow. I think best I can tell. Okay.
Weird.
It's time for our don't pay us no money.
It's time for our fuck, marry, kill. I put up a good one this time. Since it's
She's
Christmas,
got us this time.
It's
Santa Claus.
So we've got.
Oh God, I didn't see that one. I just now noticed.
We got Billy Bob Thornton
as
Bad Santa. We've got Tim Allen as the Santa Claus.
The Santa Claus.
And we've got the Coca-Cola Santa Claus.
He's the classic.
He's classic.
From your memories.
From
Santa.
your memories.
Right.
We'll have pictures pop up.
Right.
If they didn't already. Here, there, everywhere.
Right. Don't mind her. She's having, I don't know, a fit.
Yeah.
They call them fits where I come from.
So.
Okay.
What you got?
Well, I think for me, all right. I'm just going to say it. I've seen Billy Bob Thornton do his little bid in fucking in the movie, so I'm going to kill him. I feel like he's that prison sex kind of dude. And I'm not into that anymore. Okay, yeah. And then I think I'm gonna woo the Christmas Santa. And then I'm going to marry Tim Allen because I don't know why I love him, but in everything he's ever played, he's just, I don't know. He's marryable.
Right.
Say it.
Well.
What you got?
I'm also going to marry the Tim Allen Santa.
Right.
I mean.
Why wouldn't you? Come on, right? I've seen all those.
Yeah.
I've seen them
I'll
all.
marry the Tim Allen Santa.
Right.
Todd would agree with me.
Right. What you got
I'm
for them
gonna
two?
kill the Coca-Cola Santa.
All right, because he's weird looking?
And I'm fucking Billy Bob Thornton Bad Santa. Because guess what?
He's bad.
Because guess what? You know what? I feel like for one night it wouldn't be too, you know, I just, hey, Dan.
Right. Hey.
How bad can you be?
Batter, daddy, batter. I'm
My
a
insides
Scorpio. What do
just
you
crunch.
what do you want from me? I'm a Scorpio.
Oh my God. All right.
Here, you take the floor before I get you in trouble.
All right. On to my next topic of business, and then we're going to let Lara take the floor for the rest of the episode. I found me an unhinged Reddit story for Christmas.
Oh, Lord, she's been trolling the Reddit page again.
This one's pretty funny. All right. My sister and I stayed up really late Christmas Eve. We removed all of our youngest brother's presents from under the tree. We emptied his stocking.
Oh.
We stowed the presents behind the couch, put all of his stocking stuffers in a bag. He was like 8 years old.
Oh, God.
We meticulously wrapped and put bows on boxes to him. We filled them with charcoal briskets and Q-tips. I can't remember why we chose Q-tips. On Christmas morning, he got to go first because he was the youngest.
Uh-oh.
He tore into his first box and then his face dropped. He went out of turn and ripped open present number 2, also coal and Q-tips. He ran into the other room where the stockings were and dumped his out, and it was plastic bag filled with charcoal and Q-tips. He lost
That
it.
poor boy.
My parents had no idea what we had done.
That's the
I
worst
think my
thing.
dad was really just about to beat us for ruining Christmas. So my brother finally got it together, and we showed him where we stashed all of his toys and where we put his stocking contents. He was happy as hell after that. But to this day, probably 25 years later, I still get called the Christmas Grinch by my whole family. Everyone conveniently forgets how complicit my sister was in this. Those presents didn't wrap themselves, and I suck at wrapping. Poor
This
kid,
sounds
dude.
like something me and Kiza would do to Andrea, or something me and Andrea would do to Kiza. Kiza was good at coming up with some crap to do. I was good at coming up with some crap to do. Andrea was good at coming up with some crap to do. But you could not have all three of you do it. 2 people did it to the one person, so somebody's getting tortured all the time.
But Lur wasn't got.
No,
Nobody was getting Lur. She wasn't getting got.
it's
She was
bad.
doing the gotten.
Right.
Getting. The get gotten.
You're probably right on that. Kiza can tell you. She listens to the pod.
But that's funny. That poor kid.
Can you
Leave a
imagine,
comment
though?
below if you've ever done something.
Yeah, have you ever done
like
something
that?
scathing?
Something just mean for Christmas.
Okay.
My favorite one for me, though, is that time that Aiden, this boy, farts all the time. I live with a bunch of boys that fart all the time. So I found this book
Even
at
Leela.
Target when we were shopping. Me and Mom were Christmas shopping. And it was called Nobody Likes a
yeah.
Fart. So I took the book and wrapped it in multiple boxes. So he's opening box after box after box. And finally, it's just this book. Nobody likes a fart. Dude, he hated it.
He
was
did,
mad.
I remember.
He was yelling. He was mad. He cried. Oh, it was hilarious. Hilarious. You got one?
Right. Okay, so I'm the kid that snuck up this one time and peeked in, and Mama could tell that I'd lifted the tape and looked at the edges. So she didn't put our presents under the tree no more for like 3 or 4 Christmases. It was a long time till we got older, and every year my sisters would be like, "You're the reason we don't get presents put under the tree. It's all your fault." Y'all remember that?
You ruined it.
You remember
You
that, Mama?
ruined it.
I did. I ruined it. I'm sorry. These 11, 10, 11, 12-year-old kids do some dumb stuff.
All it takes is one person to
Right.
ruin it for everybody.
It does. And my mom was that kind of gal. You can ruin it for the whole crew because there's 3 of us. We're devious, doing all kind of junk. She ain't got time to figure out which one started that whole crap. Man,
That's funny.
it is. She didn't have the patience to figure out which one started the whole crap.
Right. Well, I've been working a lot due to Christmas, so I didn't really think of too much besides, my little Reddit story I found and
Mary Sith.
my FMK. So, yes, Merry Sithmas. I'm going to let Mom take it over. She's been thinking of things she wanted to talk about. So, what you got for us, Larry?
Well, I really don't have an order written for these, so I was just want to talk about how as we grow and get older, we eventually learn. Christmas is more about the little kids, buying presents for them, and so I say, let's learn to let go of blowing a budget and ruining yourself for the whole year over Christmas.
Preach.
We're adults. We know we get financially strapped. I'm okay with you saying, hey, this year has been rough on my family because we all go
for
through
the
it.
kids this year.
Yeah, I could only afford for my kids. I'm okay. I don't mind.
Come hang out with
Come
me.
hang out.
Eat
Let's
a meal
eat,
with me.
all
Let's
those
just, you
things.
know what I mean? Let's watch the kids open their
Right.
presents.
So I say, let's bring it back to, let's enjoy each other, our company.
yes.
That's what is important.
And on the other side of that, let's not get mad
yeah,
when somebody doesn't get us something for
Right.
Christmas.
it's really honestly more about getting together and enjoying
Mm-hmm.
things
Watching the
together.
kids have a good time.
Mhm.
The Christmas magic is for the kids.
is.
It really is.
It really is. And if you're religious, it's not about gift giving, period. It's about Jesus' birthday.
Mhm.
And those families and my family growing up sat down and talked about the story of the birth of Jesus. We went to church. We usually had a church pageant. I'd usually be in them because I'm the kid that would talk in public. I don't like to sing in public as
I
much,
remember that year I had to play
but I like
Joseph.
to talk in public. I don't mind that. So I would be like the Mary,
Bro,
or
I had to be
whatever.
Joseph.
Or the angel of the Lord.
We
because
didn't
she had so
have
many
enough
lines.
boys, and I had to be Joseph.
But we did stuff like that.
That always happened to me. Another Christmas one. In high school, we did a Christmas story. Not enough boys tried out. I played Scut
remember that.
Farkas.
She did play Scut Farkas. That's my favorite Christmas movie, by the way. Favorite Christmas movie.
These kids.
When
Like,
noses
it's all
tickle.
y'all's fault. You didn't try out.
Right.
I'm always having to play the man's part.
And-
But you know what? I'll do it.
Right.
I'll do it.
Another nostalgic thing I remember that I think you're getting away from this, but when we were little kids, you'd go into church and they'd hand you this bag at the door, and it had an apple and an orange and some nuts, a peppermint stick, and maybe a piece of candy or two. And everybody got one at church, so everybody came in or left whenever they give you a bag. So everybody had that little bag.
Why
of
do I
candy.
feel like I oddly remember this?
Yeah. People don't do that stuff anymore. But I feel like that was a cute tradition that I long missed. A nostalgic one.
Bro.
Right.
I feel like
Church
I
always did that growing up.
I'm like having one of those moments where like
yeah, nostalgia
I'm
flashback.
feeling like I remember that.
If you
Apple,
went little
orange,
with
and
Nana and
pepper
Papa,
sticks.
yeah, in the bag. The old Nakuchi always did that.
I remember
Shout out to Nana's church. That's a fun nostalgic memory.
Right.
And then I think it's okay to start new traditions.
Oh yeah.
I feel like families get so angry sometimes if so and so can't make it. But I feel like as families get bigger and as the older ones die or stuff, it gets okay to start celebrating with
yeah.
your family or bringing it down to, it's okay to sometimes
Your
have
family
to.
grows.
Yeah, it does. Start new traditions. It's
Eventually, you're
okay.
going to be the grandparents that
Mhm.
have to have all your grandkids.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like,
And some people want to be the center of it all. Some people want to come to your house and do it. It's okay to have different traditions and
Right.
not get so bent out of shape if it don't go X, Y, Z.
yes.
It's the season. It's fun. Just enjoy your family.
Yeah.
Right.
Be happy with the loved ones you have that
Yeah.
are there. And try to find some other time to be able to see the ones that
Right.
you couldn't see.
I feel like you shouldn't go into the holidays angry with your family. A lot of times, a lot of our little
Agreed.
resentments or angers during the year are just trivial little things. They really don't mean much.
Yes.
I think it's a good time to be able to say, you know what, I'm sorry I was a jerk this year. I said some things maybe I shouldn't, or maybe I acted inappropriate, or maybe I didn't, but maybe let's just start this next year off on a good foot and just say,
Right.
hey, let bygones be bygones.
You know,
and let's have a
bringing
good
it
time.
back to, not spending a lot of money for
Yeah.
Christmas and stuff. Our family, because there's so many of us,
I just have wrote that down.
instead of doing the whole we're all gonna buy a present for each other because we used to do that.
Yeah, we used
to do that.
And it'll break the bank when you got
will
a
break the
bunch.
bank doing that. We started doing White Christmas. We split up,
It's
kids
fun.
and adults.
Yeah.
Everybody brings a gift that could go to anybody. You just wrap it up with no name, and we play a game with it. It's fun. This year, I bought this cool it almost looks like a D&D dice, but it's like a bunch of different sides, and it says different things like swap to the person with your left, swap with the person wearing glasses, stop and keep your gift, roll again, stuff like that. We're going to add that in to this year, so that's going to be fun. I'm excited about that.
Right. I feel like those kind of things are what brings the family back to fun and magic.
But you're not having to sit there and buy every person a
Right.
gift. You're buying one gift per person. And like me and Todd and my cousin Ashley and her boyfriend, we ain't got the money. We don't feel like buying multiple gifts. You jump in together and share a gift and you just play together.
Right.
You know what I mean? You ain't even got to do it separate. But we separate the kids from us so the kids can have more stuff more appropriate for them,
Yeah.
and then stuff more appropriate for adults and stuff.
And sometimes we would draw their names, but I think this year's the first time.
This is the second time we're doing White Christmas.
Second time White Christmas.
We used to do that at Thanksgiving. We'd put everybody's name in a hat and we just draw names. So you just get for the person that you drawed for or whatever. But we started doing White Christmas because we had a couple issues the last time or two. We did the draw name things. Some people didn't.
It's hard.
Didn't get a gift
Right.
and things like that. So like that, yeah, we're not doing that again. We'll just bring a gift, and if you brought a gift, you can play. If
Right.
not, you don't have to. You can watch everybody else, whatever.
Right. I feel like it's the time of year we need to look back and remember like the golden rule, which is do unto others as you'd have them do unto you. My granny and them repeated that verbatim all the time as a kid. But now if you just sat back and look at it, why would you do something to somebody else that you wouldn't want done to you? But people don't go about that way now. There's a lot of social media causes us to bully each other because we got something smart to say, but it's honestly not about being the smartest one
Do
in the
you
room
really?
or nothing.
Do you really?
It's be kind. You know, be
This
kind.
thing's being weird.
It ain't.
There
Don't
we
cost
go.
you a thing to be kind.
No, it doesn't.
Mm-mm. And then I was gonna say some new traditions that we had started was we talked about it on our last podcast, or one of them is Smug Mug. We have a little Smug Mug where
This year
we trade
is
mugs.
I think it's.
Yeah, 12. I don't know.
I think it might be 12. I'm not sure. Somewhere between 10 and 12. 12th year, 10 to 12th year, we've done this.
Yeah.
It's a party
And-
with our friends. We
right.
used to do adults only, but in the recent years, the kids have
got
gotten
old
older.
enough to
Yeah.
not be like we just didn't want the toddlers there.
Yes.
If you know anything about toddlers,
You just want a night we're not
it's
chasing
just
toddlers.
Right, it's so hard. But now the kids are getting to the range where they're old enough to be like
Mhm.
they can sit down and play this game, and they
Yeah.
like Maddie is the one that was like
Maddie's played with us
"Wanna
last
play?"
year and had a good
So,
time.
We're about to open
So
it
the
up.
older
The kids are
kids-
gonna play.
Yeah, 6 and above. The older kids are going to get together and do their own.
All you gotta do is find the most eclectic, strange, weird,
And the way
whatever mug.
what I told for the kids is, kids don't really drink coffee, so you don't have to do a mug. Get a cool cup. I
Yeah.
found one really cool cup. I can't wait. It could be for boy or girl. I got to get another one for Talon or Aiden, vice versa, whoever. But got to get another one for that. But we've done this many years, and it is so fun.
When
and our
is it
friends have a
coming?
good time. It's the 28th, so
Yeah,
it's after
28th,
Christmas.
Right after Christmas.
We're excited.
Bronca started it. Our last podcast. What happened was Bronca got me the most awesome coffee mug for Christmas. It's a Cartman mug, and after that, we just started saying, "Why couldn't we swap mugs?" And that's how it happened,
Yeah, it really is.
right? And Dusty was alive when
Sorry,
it first
my mic's
started,
being
and he
stupid.
loved it. That was like his big thing.
Dude,
So-
I got so mad when my mug got broken, but my brother, the first coffee cup he got me was poop.
I forgot about
And by the
that
time
one.
you got done drinking it, it said, "Coffee makes me poop."
I had one that had a turd
Not
in the
wrong.
bottom of the cup one
Not
time.
wrong.
Yeah. There was a ceramic turd in the bottom of the cup.
Yeah, that's what he did. Ooh,
He was crazy
Miss him.
back then. I've gotten all kinds. I've seen all kinds. We've had all kinds come through. It doesn't matter if you get it at Goodwill.
Inappropriate ones, funny ones, cute ones,
It
cool
don't matter.
ones. Like
We
you
love it
just
all.
grab whatever. And we've gotten to a point where we've been doing it for so long. Some people get them halfway through the year. They're like, I already found my mug.
Right, and they'll
I
be
was
like,
just shopping
I found
around.
my mug when I was shopping.
You found my mug. It's June, but I found my
Right.
mug. It's a whole thing. It's really cool.
And then I'm bad to find my mug and then be like, well, I kind of want to drink out of this mug. And then I'll go find another mug.
This is my mug.
That happened with the Wednesday mug. It started out going to be some
Right.
mug. And then I was like,
We're going to come
you
to a
know
point
what?
where everybody starts complaining
kinda
that they've
want
got too
this.
many mugs. So by then, we're going to be like, this year, instead of buying a new mug,
Swap
bring
one you got.
in a mug that you don't want anymore.
Well, that's legit. You could still do
Woo.
that if you wanted to.
You could, yeah,
Right.
technically. Nobody
I'm
would
going to
know.
take some of mine back to Goodwill, some of my no name,
Yeah,
just random
whatever.
junk mugs, so I got more room for my good mugs.
I feel that.
I've been
What
going
else
to do
you
that.
got on there, alert?
All right. We talked about our white Christmas. Oh, here's some of the things that I enjoy on Christmas for me, like a traditional type thing.
Gotcha.
And I don't like to listen to Christmas music every single day, but I do have moods of Christmas. Now that one does. Moods of Christmas music, and I'll listen to it on Sundays. But that day before and the day of, you got to only listen to Christmas music that day.
Look.
You have to. That's just me. She listens to it like all the time.
As soon as December hits,
She's
it's
been having her little mail
It's
truck
Christmas.
be popping with Christmas.
Keep that to yourself, Laura. But yes.
Bobblehead. And then another thing that is a tradition, and this goes all the way back to Granny Hopper, the Christmas parade on TV. You gotta watch the Christmas parade.
I was in the Atlanta
Right.
one time.
Oh yes, she was. She
Marching
was.
man.
Mm-hmm.
Stupid clowns.
Yeah, she don't like clowns. That's another one of them secrets I ain't supposed to tell. But she told it on herself first.
Stupid clowns.
She's
They were
scared
right
of
behind me.
clowns, people.
One of them stuck a sticker on my back. I didn't get there by not. It just didn't pop up out of nowhere. I'm just saying.
Well, this one
Touch me.
time we were at Aunt Judy's, and Aunt Judy lives in the middle of Helen behind the bakery. So I was up there at Aunt Judy's on the hill. That's a piece from the street, but not a long way. But the next thing you knew, she was tearing up the hill. There's clowns down there on the street. Their Shriners were in town, and they were riding around and messing with people, and she freaked out and ran all the way up the hill.
If they would have just been in their little cars doing their thing, I'd have been fine. But as soon as you clown it up, I'm done, Mr. Gacy.
Right. She can't stand.
Get out of here.
Oh, I love John Wayne Gacy. He dressed like a clown. He's my favorite serial killer. She can't stand clowns. I don't know if she even watches the ones about him.
John Wayne Gacy. What is wrong with you?
Don't even get me started, because I probably have a top 10 of love,
does.
serial killer love.
She
I love
does.
'em.
Jesus Christ.
I'm sorry. And then
She hasn't done anything, just FYI. She
Oh,
just
yeah,
likes to
nah.
watch the stuff on
I'm
TV.
no Dexter. I ain't got no time for that shit. That
I'm no
takes too much
Dexter.
bullshit. Because here, I'm a Scorpio. If I was going to do all that, I would try my best not to get caught and do it as long as possible. And that's just too much work.
And here's your video evidence right here, officers.
Right. Well,
I'm just
if
kidding.
you look on the whole list of serial killers, they're not Scorpios. They're not Scorpios. There's not really one or two. They're not
They're
really
not
Scorpios.
really many Tauruses either.
Yeah, they're like
We're more
y'all
down to
cray
earth.
signs. Them Capricorns and Sagittarius stuff. The Virgos. I'm sorry, Ashley, but there are a lot of Virgo serial killers.
I do have a Virgo sign in me.
Oh, my hat's coming. But another traditional
Don't
thing
lose your
besides
hat.
my serial killers love is football games. I feel like football games go at Christmas, so I don't mind watching a football game. Papa used to watch
turn
them.
on the game.
Yeah, turn on the game.
Turn on the game.
My cousin Ed, he's one of those dudes. Turn on the game. Me and him fight about Bulldogs versus Georgia Tech because he's a dog fan. Because I think he said something about he might have went to college there. I know his daddy taught there. But you know what? I'm a Tech fan. I'm sorry. I usually go for the underdog.
I don't like Georgia neither.
Another tradition, but I don't do it as much as my parents do now, is going to the church Christmas pageant. I feel like it's tonight anyway, the day of our recording.
Yeah.
This. But anyway, that was always a thing we always did. Go to church
Yeah,
Christmas
I remember
pageant.
being in those and
Yeah.
doing those and having fun. Yeah, I remember those
And
days.
then let's see, what else did I have on here? Talked about that. All right. I think we hit the main things. Oh, I think the only thing left on here was my nostalgic shows that I like to watch. I've got at least
Oh, yeah.
probably I go through and watch a lot of them.
Gotta watch Elf.
Gotta watch Elf.
The Grinch with Jim
right.
Carrey.
Right. A Christmas Story is a must. That's for me.
Miracle on 34th Street.
A must for me. Yeah. And then also, I love the one with Jimmy Stewart too. It's a Beautiful Life, where he's running through the street and all that. He forgets
National Lampoons.
Yeah, that's another. That's my absolute favorite one. And then Home Alone.
I pledge
I
allegiance
was watching
to
the
the
Home
flag.
Alone yesterday.
Home Alone.
I
yeah.
love Home Alone.
Mm-hmm.
You know what? I'm gonna fight you on the whole Die Hard. I don't like it as a Christmas movie. I don't watch it at Christmas. But
Now
Cousin
listen,
Ed
I
tries
get
to tell
it.
me,
I get it.
watch
It's
Die
based
Hard.
on Christmas Eve and stuff, or Christmas.
right?
and all
That's
that.
a fighting one,
I get it, but it's not a Christmas movie.
right? He don't even
It's
get
just
Christmassy,
on
really.
the day.
It's just on the day. But
'Kay.
Cousin Ed will fight you about that one.
Yep.
Sorry,
a lot of
Cousin
people
Ed.
will.
Right. Sorry, Cousin
A
Ed.
lot of the internet will fight you over that.
And I think that was my main thing. So, what do you want to talk about? Anything left?
Yeah.
What?
Let's talk about the weirdness and the trying to figure out what you're going to do, because I didn't figure it out this year. I don't think I was as prepared for it because it kind of happened real quick before Christmas. What do you do when your kids stop believing in Santa and all those fun traditions go away? This was my first year
It
not doing Elf
stinks.
on a Shelf. I passed Aiden's Elf along to somebody else that
Who is
deserved
loving
it
it.
and is
Mhm.
having, he's a good elf.
He is
He was a
elf.
good elf. He was a good elf for a long time. Loved that guy.
And I
Miss
got-
you, Jack.
Right, getting a Snoop on the stoop when Elf was going out. So last year I got the Snoop on the stoop, and he just
Snoop
sits
on
up
the
on the
stoop.
top of my
Yeah.
that thing out there.
But, so don't do that anymore. The kids didn't really, I don't know. In our house, besides me putting the tree up, because I did put the tree up, right after Thanksgiving, hadn't been a whole lot of Christmassy in my house.
Well, Aiden, he would try to pretend that he thought it was real, but there's no way you can't listen to the people around you in your environment who've been telling you for the last 3 or 4 years, because that happens with kids in school age.
Yeah.
Which he
He
is.
was holding on to it hard.
He was slightly upset on the whole realization of it.
But not
at
as
the
much as
same
I thought he was
time,
going to be, thank
Yeah,
God.
at the same time, he was kind of.
He wasn't mad at me like I thought he was going to be. I thought he was going to be mad at me.
For me, I was always a firm believer in, if you don't believe in the spirit of Christmas and giving
we got
and
into
all
that the other day.
then I'm not giving you anything.
We got into that the other day. I said,
So,
just because you're realizing that, it's something that we do for little kids, you know what I mean? You gotta have Christmas spirit, and you
Right.
ain't getting that
You do.
from me.
when I was in active addiction, I hated the Christmas holidays. I don't know. There's a lot of reasons. Some being it's cheerful. You don't feel cheerful when you're doing something negative like that to your life. And then I get seasonal depression. I always have had. So what I had to learn after I got sober is I can't let myself get there in the holiday season. So that's when I started making an effort to watch my Christmas movies, to listen to Christmas music, to go the extra mile on, because I'm sorry. Yes, people have emotion, but you're in control of those.
Yes.
You don't have to sit in mire and negativity and
Agreed.
depression.
Because I feel like
Yeah.
if I hadn't been listening to Christmas music like I have been, because I don't care what anybody says, it does put you in a different
It
kind of
does.
mood. Whatever. I would have hated my job. Now,
Right.
I've been tired. I've been tired all month. I've been tired. We've all been tired. If you do any kind of delivery service, I know you're tired. But I haven't hated Christmas. I haven't gotten mad at Christmas. I haven't done any of that because I've tried to stay. Well, I'm helping people for Christmas.
She really is helping people.
Kinda. So it's like you gotta have a different kind of mindset. You can't. You gotta make yourself get out there.
I think when you're in addiction, you're real self-centered at that moment, and so self. It takes time out of drugs. It takes time out of whatever you're doing. That you shouldn't be, and that makes you pissy. You have to spend the money on what you would want to do on someone else. So. You're a very selfish person during the time of addiction when you're in active addiction.
Yeah.
And I'm sorry, it's just the truth of the matter. And any addict will tell you that's probably their most self-centered time of being is during active addiction. So I really find that if I'm going to put that much focus when I'm an addict, I've got to put that much focus sober.
Yes.
So I put myself out there because it's gotten better over the years. I'm not near as negative and near as depressed in this time of year that I used to be.
Right.
It's got better. So, and I feel like it's
we got kids to be excited about.
We do,
you know, and have they're gonna love their presents.
This
all
year,
the stuff
one
they
of
got.
my things was I could never get them to write a decent list.
Nobody would write a list.
That's how you can tell they didn't think as much of Christmas
yes.
and Santa.
They didn't
write. We could, and so
everybody's like, "What do we get them? Good luck, V-Bucks, money. I don't know." But them boys better be ready because I already know they're getting a ton of V-Bucks. And that money ain't going to more V-Bucks. You've got plenty of V-Bucks for Christmas. Let's find something worth spending the money on
I
or
went
save
out
it.
there and I might have bought too much for the kids, but that's how I'd roll. I can't even help myself.
They're the kid. It's worth it for them.
Yeah, there's only the 4 of them. And then I got my little Maddie and my P. I always get them a little present and stuff. So it's like, the kids are the ones going to go have the fun with the holiday.
Mm-hmm.
So, it's fun.
It is fun. But we here at 2 Cups In would like to wish you a very Merry Christmas.
We here at 2 Cups In want to wish you a Merry Christmas
and a Happy New Year. By the time we come back, we will be
in the middle of a new year.
In a new year,
maybe
2025.
In the start of January.
Also, in the start of January, Spotify will also be a video.
Yeah, Kaylee told me she's found about how we can do our Spotify
also
on
have
there.
Video.
So Spotify's going to video too. Hopefully we'll get more attention on that platform as well.
Yes.
And we thank our YouTube followers.
Yes.
Please tell your friends. Please don't forget to follow us. We love you guys.
You're a very important part of this podcast.
So important.
Very important. Without you, we are nothing.
You're right. We need you to comment, like, share, subscribe. Without that, we can't grow.
You got to interact with us, man.
Hit
you got to interact.
Hit
the button.
Philip.
Subscribe. Hit that little button down there. Subscribe.
Hit the button.
Like it.
Mm-hmm. Comment
Download it.
Tell us what coffee you want us to drink. We'll bring attention to your favorite coffee.
Tell us what you want us to talk about. Anything.
Yeah.
Anything.
If
We'll listen.
Something's
we
chafing
listen.
your ass.
We reply. We listen.
Right. If something's chafing your boot, you always can scoot it in the comments down here.
Scoot your boot in our comments.
Right. So help us. Come on. Right. Interact with us. We got Facebook.
We got Instagram.
We got Spotify.
We got YouTube.
And we even got TikTok while it's still available. I think maybe January 19th.
This is 2 Cups In, signing out. Boom.
Boom.
Merry Christmas and Happy New Year.